Overreaction Day, Cowboys. On this Monday, is it time to panic? Q&A. Appreciate everybody for jumping in and being part of this episode. Come on, face the music, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. If the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Come on.
Because you don't have evidence that something doesn't fit does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't
Panic time, baby. Come on. Sonic boom. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Where my diehard riders at? Cowboy Nation, stand up, stand tall. Don't fall. The Cowboys are now in third place in the NFC East. Third place. The Giants are in second. The Eagles are in first. For right now, they're leading. They're going to the Super Bowl. They undefeated. We in here, baby. Come on. Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a losing day party? What about on a Monday? All right. I know you guys are still angry. I know you're all upset. You know, the end of the world is coming. It's doom and gloom. The sky is falling. The Cowboys, we can't figure out a way to win. I get it. You know, it goes back to saying, hey, this is who we are, the accident waiting to happen. Let them gloat. You know, every loss feels like multiple losses all at once. It's no positive information from this, right? No. The aspect of the Cowboys versus the Eagles is the Eagles saw this coming and they try to get in front of it. I've seen Philly Mike. He tried to put me in a conversation. Y'all be sure to check him out, and said, well, now the Cowboys are saying that the only reason that they lost was because of Cooper Rush. And I don't recall myself saying that ever, right? This team lost, and I just got to educate one Eagle at a time, right? And shout out to him and his podcast and all of his people and Lord Bronson. But here's the reality of it. The game plan was flawed. They didn't stick to the formula, you know. And on top of that, the Cowboys themselves didn't play the fields. You can't expect to win on the road being greedy, right? If you're going to try to go for it on your side of the field, and then you didn't allow to use the challenge, right? 4th and inches. And it was clearly seen that CeeDee Lamb smashed the ball across the first down marker. But the philosophy of what I've been telling everybody is you want to be a run-first team. And it appears to me, from my aspect or my opinions of it, that the Cowboys were forcing themselves to play outside of the element They're forcing themselves to play outside of their element, put the defense in bad situations. And now a third of the Cowboys are turning their back on the defense, saying, oh, this defense is trash, man. Look at this and look at that. No. You got to – look, I encourage people. Let me know. Let me know when the Ravens, when they won the Super Bowl, and I'm not saying that we are the 2000 Ravens, but let me know that they go undefeated when they won their Super Bowl. Can y'all put that down in the conversation box, right? Let me know that they go undefeated. When the Buccaneers, when they won their Super Bowl in 2001, I believe, and I'm not saying that this defense is that defense, but did they go undefeated? Did they win every game? You got to play to the quarterback's strength, and you got to play to your team's strength. At some point, yes, I get it. I understand that people want to say, well, you know, this defense is a juggernaut. But even the 2000 Ravens, they would not do that type of stupidity of giving a short field. You can't expect to win on the road playing football. If it's third and short, even if it's second and short, you got to say to yourself, all right, we already limited. We got two wide receivers out there that barely can get separation. And I'm not talking bad about CeeDee Lamb and my guy, Michael Gallup, right? They can barely get separation. And now you're going to throw a ball that's got a little wobbly to it, a little air under it, to those guys that DBs are sitting on routes, and you haven't even softened the defense up yet. That was expecting for this L. Run the ball. It's 2nd and 2, or if it's 2nd and 3, you want to soften this thing up. You want to contain and get momentum. You know, it's time out for people to walk around with the chest out and they say, well, I know football. No, you don't. If it's 2nd and short, if it's 3rd and short, you on the road, your defense is a stifling type of defense. You run the ball. Don't give it to the possibilities of putting that ball in the air, for it to be tipped, for it to be bobbled. You got to match, at least in the first quarter. And then the light bulb just caught on. It just turned on. After Cavante Turpin ran that big kickoff return right before halftime. And I was telling people, yeah, you're right, Paul. Paul said, look, even do a quarterback sneak on 4th and inches, right? But that's a whole nother storyline, what the Cowboys did in this game. They sat back and said, oh, we got to see something. We got to see something out of Cooper Rush. The Cowboys front office fed into the media, fed into the people who wanted to say, hey, Cooper Rush is Joe Montana. They didn't trust their own eyeballs. They didn't look back at the tape and see, like the front office literally didn't see how they were able to win the previous games. Matter of fact, if you look at the total, box score for what the Eagles did, they played more like Cooper Rush than Cooper Rush played like Cooper Rush. Jalen Hurts played more like Cooper Rush than Cooper Rush played like Cooper Rush. Law, do you have any truth for it? Did he throw for 30 times? No. He was 15 for 25, 155 yards, averaged 6.2 yards in the air with 2 tubs. He got sacked 4 times, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not like he put up 400 yards. It's not like he put up 300 yards or 200 yards, by the way. They played a precise game, and they had half of the field, shortened the field. Show of hands that's watching right now who would have wished Cooper Rush had 15 to 20 attempts. I mean, I promise you guys, y'all would have loved that. Give this man 15 to 20 attempts. Put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Let's make this a long game, not make this a short game. But the Cowboys bit into what I think that they got exactly what they wanted from the front office. They started to read the press clippings. Man, this dude is undefeated. He may be the Joe. These dudes literally said that Cooper Rush was Joe Montana, Dan Marino. And the good thing about this, I'm not even bashing Cooper Rush. I'm not. So many people will look back at this and say, yeah, man, you are. But no, I'm not. How did we win the previous games? Sticking to the philosophy and the formula, right? And it was good because here's why this was good. Here's why it was good that the Cowboys managed to shoot themselves in the foot. One being that they should look back and say, man, if they really dive into this tape, dang, why didn't we do that in the first quarter? Why didn't we play control football? Why didn't we demand Jalen Hurts to push the ball 80 yards down the field? The law of average would have seeped in, right? The whole aspect of this right here, when you force a team to make longer drives, 9 times out of 10, long drives will equal the turnover ratio that you're looking for. You got pressure. You had sack the man 4 times, right? You had multiple hurries, but you played into the hands of I'm tough guy. I want to sneak him. I want to get to the ability to make an altering changing of the hand by going for it on 4th and inches, by throwing it on first. Like, you do a play action. Look back at the first INT. You do a play action on 1st and 10. The quarterback got all of the protection. He climbs the pocket, and he throws a wobbler ball that's then tipped in the air. It was in a sea of Eagles people. 3 DBs surrounding the wide receiver. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And that ball get tipped, and the guy was able to get his hands up under it. People will say, hey, that's Cooper Rush fault. No, that's game plan fault. You at the 25, run that ball, especially on 1st down. Don't play action it. And the play action, they didn't even bit to the play action. They were still in that zone coverage defense, giving you the underneath, and you try to take the over.
A strategy by Philadelphia, and it really worked by sending A.J. Brown in motion and kind of running a read option with obviously Hurts and Sanders, and then making Micah Parsons an unblocked player to have to make a tough decision on, do I go after the running back, do I go after the quarterback, or do I try to stay with A.J. Brown? That seemed to work tremendously in the second quarter. They didn't run it as much in the second half. I know there's a lot here. It reminded me a lot of the way that Griffin and Morris would do DeMarcus Ware back in the day when the Redskins would run a similar situation and try to eliminate DeMarcus Ware in that way. Did you guys figure that out in the second half? Is that something that you're going to have to figure out the next time you play Philadelphia? Because that was something that we kind of haven't seen a team do to Micah Parsons.
All right, so that's 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to K and C Masterpiece. That was a good point. They talking to John Stephen Jones. When you have that RPO, run pass option, or you have the read option, you just got to pick your poison. The touchdown that was given up, 11 versus 11, right? That looked pretty good out there. A.J. Brown versus Micah Parsons. He had a decision. But from my understanding, what the hell the DB was doing. Parsons do have flat responsibility. He is the linebacker off the edge, but there still should have been somebody scraping right across with him, right? Somebody should have been scraping. That shouldn't have been on Parsons. That touchdown, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Where was my DB? And I can't wait for the all-22 to get out there. But where was my DB? How you going to put Parsons in between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? I need my DB to get there. There was a near INT from Jordan Lewis on one of those drives as well. Just inches away from picking that ball off. And it goes back to, it was Brown, a Brown on Brown crime. Remember that song? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller, I know he probably got a girl that look good that will call him. But I promise you, I bet you Jordan Lewis wish he was a little bit taller. He wish he was a baller because he was right there. Right there. Field position killed us from my guy Bobby Jones. Appreciate you. Barr was trashing that game just from Joseph. Yeah, Barr, my guy Barr, I saw him on one of them plays. I had to look back. Because if you watch the game more than once, let me know in the chat. If you watch it only one time, I feel you. But if you watched it more than once,
he needs some milk.
My guy 42, I said, man, they folded him up like they folded that brother up like a quilt, They folded that man up like a blanket, And I said, man, God dog, boy. Hey, 3 times, yeah. Yeah, me and you on the same page. Love it, Brown. That's my guy. Oh, my gosh, man. Appreciate you. VIP watched the game 3 times. Let me see. Let me pull up the chat. If you watched the game more than once, let me know. Let me know in the chat how many times. Put the numbers of times if you watched the game. Even if the highlights. It's excruciating when you got to watch it again to give some analysis. Oh, my God.
He needs some milk.
Oh, my gosh, man. 3 times from James. The Rogers says 2. Oh, my gosh, man. Bless your heart, man. Now, if you watched it again, you watch this game again. Let's give a round of applause to our offensive line. Once again. There was some positives in there, baby. I said, man, this offensive line, shout out to Terrence Steele. Oh, Zach Martin came around on a pull. And the offensive line against that number 6 defense, number 6 ranked defense, they couldn't even touch Cooper. Cooper was a man that was standing tall in the pocket. Now, he got some pressure, and I loved how Cooper was able to climb the pocket. But, man, when you watch the game multiple times, you say, man, I see some good stuff in there. But I see the stupidity. You running the ball. You getting some yards at clips. And you pull up and say, you know what? I'm going to make it about the quarterback and try to throw it. No. You run that ball. Shout out to you, Nicole, for watching it again. So let's listen to what they had to say.
Well, there's a lot of really great coaches in the NFL, and certainly the Eagles are performing at a high level, with their read options and zone reads. And, we were expecting that. There's a lot of different things you can do off those concepts, and they did a good job of executing, so hats off. So we're going to have to continue to evolve. And, when you play in defense like we are, you're going to see a lot of different things to slow down our pass rush. And certainly you have to give the Eagles credit. They executed on 2 long drives and took advantage of the short fields when they had them. And we've just got to continue to evolve as a defense. No, we will. I think we got the best in the business, and Coach Dan Quinn in terms of, making changes and making the things that you need to do to win a football game. And certainly, as we evolve, I know he'll continue to evolve as a defense. So we just got to stay the course here. Believe in the full body of work here. Believe in the process, and I still think this team has its best football ahead of
them. And so that's Stephen Jones. Let's say this too. What is complementary football? What is complementary football, ladies and gentlemen? You got to play complementary football. That is the reality of it. He said that they couldn't really have an answer to the RPO. Dan Quinn is going to get back to it, blah, blah, blah. And they had 2 long drives. There wasn't 2 long, easy drives, by the way. If you play the field and play complementary football, the outcome of the score wouldn't have been the way it is now. It wouldn't have been 26-17. And shout out to Vegas, man. Shoot, they was a field goal off, basically. 6.5, 6 points, something like that spread. Shoot, the kicker hit his kick, it'll be 20-26. But here's the truths of it, Cowboy Nation. The game plan was flawed. The Eagles won. And now I'm gonna give the Eagles their feathers, right, or their flowers. Shout out to the Eagles. They won the game. This is not me making excuses. They flat out won the game. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from that. No. But the Cowboys did themselves a disservice. Another thing that we have to do as well is Noah Brown. He had a nice catch. Gallup, he was cool. CeeDee Lamb, he did his thing. Do we have enough in this wide receiver room, Cowboy Nation? Let me know. Because at this point, I'm looking, and I'm going to touch on that, Todd Sutton. Appreciate you. I'm going to touch on that too. At this point, the Cowboys should be aiming to get better in that department as well, right? We got to get better in that department. They should look at it like I see what the Cardinals doing. They went and made a trade or what have you. But at this point, I'm looking at teams who see themselves as mathematically eliminated when this trade deadline is over with. We should be fielding calls. We should be on the phone like, hey, Chicago Bears, man, I know we about to play y'all. Roquan, we like you. I do. How that song go? How that song go with was it what's that dude's name? I like you. I do. We need to be singing that song. His name is right at the tip of my tongue. He's a Cowboy fan. Yeah, his name tip of my tongue. I can't believe I'm missing out on his name. We need to be on the phone. Post Malone, yeah. I'm glad I didn't say Karl Malone. Post Malone, Dramatic, yeah. We need to be on that phone and having the music in the background. I like you. I do. Come on, baby. We need to be on post. We need to have Post Malone calling people because we need help at linebacker. We do. Now, Cole Beasley, he retired. I don't think that Cole, we just need some help. Need a little bit of help. Don't need a wide receiver. We need to stuff defensive line and Roquan Smith. I feel you. But, man, if it's the wide receiver you can get for cheap to give you some respect, I'll still pick up that phone. I'm still picking up the phone. It reminded me last year. It did. It reminded me of last year when Odell Beckham was out there. And they yeah. Roby Anderson, he got traded to the Cards. That was breaking news earlier. You got to start fielding calls, man, from teams that look and perceive themselves of not going to the playoffs, right? Who got new coaches that you can pick up the phone and say, hey, come on over here. We need some help. But this linebacker core, ooh, I love my guy Parsons. But Barr and LV, they just missing speed. Man. Roquan will help us more than DJ Moore. Yeah. Right now, Roquan will help us. Oh, my gosh, man. That Roquan, man, he would help us out so much, man. He would.
When I come back in my next life, I want to be Roquan Smith.
That's not a bad guy to be.
He's my favorite player in the NFL.
That's not a bad guy to be.
You know, I asked him, I said, do you understand what playing middle linebacker in Chicago means?
Yes.
He said, yeah, absolutely. He goes, and I embrace it. I love it.
And you see there his instincts, his speed, his size. I mean, I keep trying to find something that's a negative, and I can't. I mean, he's right there with anybody in the National Football League at inside linebacker.
Yeah, keep looking.
Yes, indeed. I just every time y'all say Roquan, I guess bring. Don't forget about Damone Clark. Are we trying to win now, or are we trying to win 2 years from now? Damone Clark is not a now guy. He's gonna go through growing pains, rookie mistakes. He won't be ready. Damone Clark collectively probably be ready next year midseason to play at the level of a cerebral Mike linebacker, right? There are things that I want to tell y'all that it's going to be that. Now, if they refuse to rip the Band-Aid on Kelvin Joseph and they refuse to rip the Band-Aid on Dayron Bland, it's going to be a minute. You need somebody that can step right on in, that can foresee and oversee the Cowboys front office with this. And I'm not dogging the front office. I'm not. I'm definitely not. But at some point, I just wish that they say, if they stick to what they really be saying about the youth, if they really stick to, hey LVE, man, we love what you bring to the table, man. We love your tenacity. But man, you're a minute late. $1 short, man. We got to get somebody, got to get some speed. Hey, Anthony Barr, man, we love the wisdom that you bring to the table. But you kind of long in the tooth as well, and you slow to the punch. You know, you punching, and your release is there, but you already getting hit. We need to have some speed, baby. All right, another thing too, Cowboy Nation, is this right here. Discipline. I could stomach a lot of stuff, but I can't stomach an undisciplined team. 10 penalties for 72 yards. Really was 100 yards. At some point, now I get it. Some penalties are ticky-tack. But we can't have onside. We can't have unsportsmanlike conduct. I had my guy hit me up and said, hey, Law, I think that mid-season shows, I think the Cowboys need to veer off from it. I love the Pivot podcast. I love First Take, Second Take, Third Take. I love all of those shows. But somehow the Cowboys front office, they need to intervene. The management and levels of leadership need to intervene and say, hey, guys, if you're going to do a podcast, if you're going to talk about something, it only can be on the bye week. But for 17 weeks here, we locked in. I don't give a care who calls you in to spit your mind for 15 minutes. That's just how I got to go. Far as those long shows. Now, if it's a 10-minute, 15-minute sit-down interview, yes, they can do those things. But those hour, 2 hours, no, let's not do it. And I'm not trying to imprison our guys. But what they do is they take what we say and they use it. And they use every word as it biblical. They use every word what we say. And it's unfair, but that's just how it is by wearing the silver and blue. It's unfair, don't get me wrong. I love our guys out there. I love every minute of them talking. But they twist our words and they use it against us each and every time, whether it be against the aficionados or whether it be for fake news or all of that stuff. Unfortunately. Let's go.
We saw some great stuff from Cooper Rush and the winning streak, and then last night, obviously, there was the 1 rating at halftime, and then some other things with the interceptions throughout the night. What do you think about what he's done throughout this period that Dak's been out?
I think it's been outstanding. I mean, he stepped in and, like we said, if you told me after Dak got hurt in that first game, we'd be sitting here at 4-2. There's not many people that probably wouldn't take it and would have probably said no way in terms of looking at us sitting here at 4-2. Unfortunately, we had some bad breaks go against him, and as I said, during that second quarter, you put the ball in harm's way, and they convert on some turnovers and get some short fields, and that's a bad recipe for complementary football. And we put ourselves.
Dog, y'all didn't play complimentary football. Come on, Stephen Jones. I know he's not calling the plays, but you guys definitely didn't call a complimentary football game. You didn't. And Kellen Moore, at some point, Kellen Moore. I just need to see it from the front office or from him saying, hey, man, you got to be wiser with your selections of plays. Now, Kellen Moore, he started off super cold. I would tell you guys in the third quarter, maybe that could have happened, right? Maybe after the halftime, Mike McCarthy or someone got into them and said, hey, man, we only down by this amount. We saw something, right? The score 3-20. We do a quick 3 and out, get the ball back, and let's go down there and make something shake. Maybe that's the situation. Tony says, Kellen Moore, lean forward.
In that position, as I said, then Cooper rebounded like a pro. I thought it was he stepped up big time. The 2 big, long touchdown drives to get us right back in the game. He never flinched, and I'm glad he's on our football team.
Did you say that's the last start we see as we head to the Lions then for Cooper Rush?
Well, that still remains to be seen, and I've obviously seen where Dak's feeling really good about himself. That's the most important thing of all, is that he feels like he can throw the ball the way he needs to throw it to be successful, and certainly we'll see what the week brings and see if he's able to be consistent this week with how he feels with that thumb, and we'll go from there. But again, I can't say enough about Cooper Rush. We're fortunate to have him. Our team believes in him. We had a little rough patch there in the second quarter, but when you take his full body of work, I give him an A.
We were talking.
He said give him an A. My thing is with this Cowboy Nation, and I really don't buy too much into the conspiracy talk, right? But it goes back to this right here, Cowboy Nation. It goes to this thought track of, do the Cowboys really, really believe in Dak Prescott? If it was any other quarterback or any other owner, general manager, outside of the head coach, they would have been like, man, you out your mind. Ford's our quarterback. They wouldn't even let this fire get as hot as it is now. The controversy thing, they would have stomped that fire out before it even happened, right? But the Cowboys fooled around and let that fire grow big and bigger and bigger. And I get it. We got I want to say the Skip Bayless stat, like Dak Prescott 18 for 18 in his last 36 games, right? And nobody contextualized that he's adding in the 2019 game, right? The season. And then he's adding in a year in 2020 that Dak Prescott didn't finish out that year and last season, right? He's 18 and 18 in the last 36 games. I'm hearing that stat line echoed and repeated over and over again without context, right? Like, did anybody else do their homework and contextualize other quarterbacks since 2019 to now, what their overall record is? No. Comparisons normally works this way when you have one on one end and you compare it to another. But when I'm only comparing one object and not telling the full storyline, y'all, you guys look at 2020, right? And you look at what this offense was doing in 2020 before the freaking injury, right? There's no one that's wearing silver and blue or representing his team or supporting his team would think that we had a Michael Parsons on that defense, right? We had a historically bad defense in 2020. But the low-hanging fruit people would say, see, he's right. And I went through all of 2019, and I gave y'all tangible evidence in that year when we finished 8-8 for that season. Just before they included the extra game, right? But people will go back and forth and measure that quarterback and put him in a bubble for the rest of his life. I think 2019 was the fourth year ever. That's crazy. But go to last year and we would see like the numbers and the stats and everything, and then we would say, okay, all right, cool. How can we improve from there, right? And what a lot of people do as well is they would judge this team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, action power. Yeah, Parsons wasn't there in 2020, right? He wasn't even there. So people will perceive to think that he was, right? People will perceive to think that this defense, historically bad in 2020, that we have the same defense that we have now, or we have the same defensive coordinator, right? But some people will go over their heads. It will. When was it 17-20? Philly fans quite don't act like when they didn't come back with our quarterback. Yeah, backup quarterback. This is Dub Nation TV. The whole aspect of that was this right here, Cowboy Nation. And hear me out. I think the Eagles made a good rally on that final touchdown with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts on that drive, that draw play, it killed us 3rd and 4, something like that. Oh, that killed us. And Kenneth Gainwell, those two plays killed us on that drive for him to get that touchdown around. And shout out to A.J. Brown. Brown versus Brown crime. I said, God dog. If I'm the Cowboys defensive coordinator, I'm immediately switch. It would be Trayvon Diggs on Brown the next time the Cowboys playing the Eagles. I'm yelling, Trayvon Diggs, you cover Brown. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, you cover Smith.
Talking with Mickey Spagnola earlier, and he kind of chatted with Dak as he was walking off the field, and he said Dak said it depends on who's doing the inspection. Who's the final inspector for Dak? Is that a Jerry, or is there somebody else in there?
Oh, well, we'll all work on that as we usually do and make it a consensus that we all feel good about it. All the people, obviously that work closely with that, from Mike to Kellen to Nussmeier, and then, of course, first and foremost, I take that back to trainers who've been working with him. And then the most important one, of course, is Dak in terms of, how he's really feeling. And then, of course, Jerry and myself will weigh in as well.
Talking with Stephen Jones right here on 105 through the Fan. Now, frustration, obviously, McCarthy expressed it on what we thought was a CeeDee Lamb first down after a hell of an effort, and then they changed the ruling to 4th and less than 1. Can you walk us through and the fans through the process of who is telling Coach McCarthy, whether they should challenge or how that replay goes up in the booth? Can you kind of walk us through the logistics of how that chain of command goes?
Yeah, that's a better question for Mike. I mean, obviously that's coaching in terms of, the game management and how we work through all that. And Mike's got a great system in place. I would leave that for him. If he's answered the question, that's how it works. And certainly we're comfortable with how we're working through those things. Obviously after seeing it clearly, after we had gone for it, it was obvious there that CD made a first down. But, as we all know and you see every Sunday, there's things that, don't go for you in this league. And then there's some things that do go for you. So that's part of it. But I'll leave, the process and the mechanics of that and let Mike walk you through those things.
Well,
bull sugar. Somebody need to press. I like Mike McCarthy. I'm still team Mike McCarthy. If you're team Mike McCarthy, let me see MM in the chat. If you're not team Mike McCarthy, let me see no or NMM in the chat. All right, so here's my thoughts on this. At some point, whether they can pipe me in and say, hey, man, Law saying challenge it, man. He do the play-by-play. Y'all listen to Law, man. Y'all listen to Law. He telling y'all to challenge that. Somehow, if they need to pipe me in, and send a message to the people on the sidelines or have somebody in the press box, for the life of me, I don't understand how we as fans can be sitting in the confines of our home, armchair quarterbacking, or on the couch or the sofa, the love seat, however you want to call it, in your car, or sneaking, watching from the phone at your job. We can see that, hey, there's a first down, man. How in the hell that the people on the sidelines or the person that's in the press box just don't have that technology to tell somebody, hey, come on, man, that was a first down. Hey, y'all need to challenge that, right? At some point, you got to get by from this, right? And why are we still using chains, right? I think that as much as the NFL evolved into the league that we are in now, they got chips that you can put in phones, right? I know exactly where I've been at, how far I traveled, the distance travel from a GPS tracker in my phone. I'm quite sure a multi-billion-dollar organizations can figure out a way to get away with moving the chain and have the football to have an RF chip or some type of identifying chip to know that, hey, you got 10 yards. It's 10 yards. Can somebody really make the game futuristic by putting some type of chip, maybe put it inside the laces, maybe, just maybe, put it somewhere on the ball, that whenever you increase 10 yards, whenever you get 10 yards, that it automatically clears. Stick to the chain. Amir says stick to the chain. Well, if you stick to the chain, well, maybe they ought to have the laser beam that they use from the chain, from one end to another, to be able to be the identifier, right? Versus aficionados trying to put the ball and spot the ball from an eye judgment, man. There got to be a better way. They have that in soccer? Man, soccer, I didn't know that, man. I'm going to look that up. Mike McCarthy should have just challenged it. Yeah, they should challenge it. But they got cars that can park themselves. They got cars that can parallel park. They got cars that can even drive. And we got an oblong football that we going by a judgment call from the guys that's in the stripes. I can't make this stuff up. But to my guys, Amir's, just to counterpoint you on this, Amir, let's agree to disagree. Can we at least use that chip for when they cross the goal line for the touchdown? Can we at least use that if we don't want to use it in between the plays? Come on. And we can still use the chain in case of the chip malfunctioning, but I just need for us to get better in football.
Then a question that I do hope is better suited for you is something about the competition committee, where the Rams have said that they're going to pitch that roughing the quarterback should be reviewable. Have you already heard about that, or what are your general thoughts about whether or not the roughing the quarterback call should be a reviewable play?
Yeah, in general, we go through this every year, and it's a very good question, and it gets a lot of great debate. Targeting, of course, which college does, they review targeting because they disqualify. We've stayed away from it because we don't disqualify the player if there is targeting, and we live with the call on the field. We just don't want to expand. As you can imagine, if you continue to expand, then you certainly get into the unintended consequences of how that's going to work. But we've reviewed, should we review targeting? We've reviewed before. Doesn't mean we won't give it extensive attention again in terms of we're always looking at how to make the game better with it also working through the unintended consequences. I know we had two calls, not this weekend, but last weekend that were debatable in terms of the quarterback, but it's also, I think, been stated that we're down almost 50% in the amount of roughing the passer calls that we actually call. Last night, Cooper Rush, got hit, and when you really look at the play, it was a legal hit. And I was comfortable that the officials made the right call on the field. It's so bang out there when these defenders hit and they're up there high, but in this particular case, they weren't in his head and neck area. They were in his chest, and his hands were out, and I thought the officials made the proper call. So our officials are outstanding. They're also human beings, not unlike the players playing the game, the coaches coaching the game, in general. So, but I think our officials are outstanding, but we'll continue to look for ways to make their job easier and better. And certainly, we owe it as a committee to review everything brought to the committee and make sure there's not a way to make our game better.
I get all of that. The officials, and that's a good way to put the lipstick on the pig right there. Stephen Jones, you don't want to make the aficionados mad, right? They're independent organization that's they got influences beyond us, right? It goes back to we got to keep up with technology, though, right? And I get if you knee down, and where the ball is placed, that still go back to the chip philosophy. Look, for those, if you just recently bought a car, let me know, regardless of whether or not it's a top of the line car or just a basic land model. Let me know if it have automatic windows, right? Or you still got one of these joints that you do it like this. Let me know if you just recently bought a car. Let me know if it got powered windows, right? I just want to know. If you recently bought a new car, let me know if it got powered windows or if it's manual windows, right? Or let me know if it got a cassette tape player in there, or if it got a DVD, or if it got an MP3, or whatever the new technology it is, And let me know it's Bluetooth, right? You can't buy a car now with a cassette tape, player, right? At some point, you got to keep in tune with modern day technology. Even if you buy a car, if it's semi-top end, it's going to have a reverse cam. It's going to have a reverse cam so that it knows we're going to have a sensor, right? The ear's going to fold, right? You got a car, right now, I can start my car up, and I'm way over here, right? I embrace if somebody steal my car, have it, right? I'll track you just like this. I just pick up my phone and say, all right, I see exactly where they at. Insurance going to pay me double for my trouble, right? I ain't going to try to run nobody down. Powered everything. I can look, if somebody get in my whip right now, I can just pull up the app on my phone and I can shut the engine down, or I can just track them. I'll just go call 911 and say, hey, this fool is on 35 right now, right? And I'll send the information over to my insurance people. I don't have to go run and chase and put my life on the line to kill myself almost for something I work hard for. No. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The NFL is still doing the same thing since 1970. It's 1980. You know, we need to move right ahead with technology. That's all I'm saying with that.
Stephen Jones joined us here on the KNC Masterpiece on 105.3 The Fan. And Stephen, when we were in Oxnard, I had a chance to talk to you a little bit about, how y'all build this roster and how you go about your business with it. And two guys I've been very impressed with that y'all brought in has been what we refer to as now Fergushot, but Ferguson and Hendershot. And last night he gets this, great Euro step into the end zone. Does having those two guys make y'all feel more comfortable with the position going forward?
Shout out to you, Sadiq.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why you draft players when you get low. Obviously, Blake Jarwin was a guy we had high hopes for. Unfortunately, he had some really bad luck with his injury situation where it's going to be hard for him to play the game again. Don't want to speak for him, but he was a guy who was supposed to play in. I think in this league you do need 2 and 3 tight ends, and when we lost him, we knew we needed to look for tight ends in the draft, and I think our scouting department did a great job of finding some guys. We had a handful of guys that could have been guys that would have, I think, fit well on this team. But I agree with you. Hats off to him. I thought McKeon stepped up and did a nice job in Schultz's absence. So I do agree they're playing they're very competitive guys, and they're certainly playing above their rookie pay grade, if you will, in terms of what they're bringing to the table and stepping up when, of course, Dalton's working through his knee injury there. But Dalton's wanting to be out there and compete more than anybody on this team. He's always been a guy who figures out how to get out there, and he's ready to get back out there again.
I was hoping.
Hey, shout out to Dalton Schultz. But it's Ferguson time now, baby. It's both of those boys. They Schultz ain't gonna do nothing but get in there to take reps away from those guys at this point. And it's sad. We putting $10 million on the sideline there, but it would be a different storyline, Cowboy Nation, if he was not hurt. Right? We can clearly see that PCL injury is done. For him, right? Just regroup. Say, man, you put up a hard fight, Schultz, but at this point, those lingering injuries and things like that, we don't want to hurt you, man. And another thing, you don't want bad tape out there when you trying to get another contract. That's a horrible situation, right?
You could tell us a little bit more about what he says or what y'all saw between Friday and the game, because I know Friday was just a walkthrough, but he was upgraded from limited to full. Like, what happened between then and the game that led him to not playing?
Well, Mike does his walkthrough on Fridays, and then he calls it a ramp-up. So he reverses the days, and it's worked well for us. And he tweaked his knee in that ramp-up day on Saturday, and just felt like he couldn't play at the level he needed to be productive for us. He and Britt Brown and the coaches just felt like it was in our best interest after he tweaked it there on Saturday.
Man, just tell Schultz to sit down, man. See, he hurting himself trying to keep up with them young bloods, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just sit down somewhere. See, he wouldn't have tweaked his knee if he'd have sat out, got himself full recovery time or what have you, and we just see this man maybe after Chicago or something like that. Let that PCL, especially when you didn't have the surgery, those PCL tears can linger, or PCL bruising of his knee can linger all year, man. It's the only way, if you opted out of having surgery, which is minor, but it would take you out for a long time, that you got to let that thing heal up. You do. And as a guy who ran a lot in his life, trust me, the PCL, that mug right there hurt.
To not dress it.
Will this just be another week of we'll see how it progresses then to make a determination for him in Detroit?
Absolutely. Any of these guys who have, some ailing injuries, and we have quite a few, can always, suffer a setback. I mean, Simi was working through a shoulder injury that he'd been doing well with, but he re-injured his shoulder on Saturday as well. And, those things happen.
Appreciate you, Spock.
It's part of our game, and when you're working through and playing with an injury, then you can have setbacks, and that's why there's no such thing as especially with a guy with one, and then of course you can just have an injury. But that's part of our game. That's why I think the league and the competition committee's done a great job of having these roster flexibilities. A lot of them holdovers from COVID, where we now are able to elevate guys from the practice squad, have more access to players, so that you can have a player if he happens to get hurt, you're not hamstrung or pushing a guy to get out there that's not really able to do his job.
You got one other personnel move that you made this season was adding Turpin to this roster, and this guy at some point he's going to break one off, right, Steven? It just seems like it's too close.
Man, if you watch that game for the second and third time, he had him a tub. Kelvin Joseph. Let me know if I'm wrong. Kelvin Joseph got in the way. Kelvin Joseph made the tackle on Cavante Turpin. I mean, we had the touchdown, dog. Oh, my gosh, man. And then on the second one, they called a holding on Kelvin Joseph. I said, dog, man, what's going on with you, Kelvin? Y'all saw that? I was like, God, dog. The only person that stopped Cavante Turpin on that kickoff return was Kelvin Joseph twice. Twine. I said, God, dog. Well, the other one was a ticky-tack call. Yeah, but he had a tough day, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Hey, with that speed, next time the Cowboys play the Eagles, I'm looking forward to seeing Kelvin Joseph. Hopefully they'll put him on the field so maybe he can stop one of the Eagles guys on the defensive side instead of kickoff return and punt returns. But it is what it is. Give us Fergushot. I love that name, Fergushot, man. Fergushot. It's so dope. Let's go.
Oh, he's right there. Well, he has in the preseason, as we all know, and certainly had some electrifying returns. Had one last night. Had another one that was unfortunately called back. But he's special when he gets in space, and that's why we always say acquisition.
That dude said he's special when he get in space. The Cowboys are afraid to use Cavante Turpin. They are so afraid to use this man on a jet. So afraid to send him on a go. I don't know what's going on with it. They be scared to use Cavante. Now I know that he's 155 pounds. Scared money makes no money, baby. They scared to use Cavante Turpin. The Cowboys, what's going on?
Positions 365 days a year. We brought him right at training camp time. He didn't have an off season with us. I think he was,
appreciate you, Robert.
MVP of his league, and certainly has come in here and added the dimension for our special teams.
And then lastly, Stephen, before we let you go, before the season, there was just all this talk about Zeke's going to be where it starts and where it ends and everything. And the way that this offensive line has worked with those guys behind them. And it seems like also, the Dak injury, they recognized that they needed to answer a call. But that running back tandem you have right now is doing some pretty impressive work. What are your thoughts about what you're getting out of them?
I think they've been outstanding. I think overall, although we haven't put a lot of points on the board and, thrown for a lot of yards, other than the second quarter, we continue to play the type of football I think that we can do to win. I mean, we just have to protect the ball better, but I think Zeke, as you said, Zeke and Tony Pollard, the tandem of the two, I think we were well over 5 yards a carry last night. I think they carried it a similar number of times, and they're a great compliment to one another. And I think when Dak does get back, then I think we'll continue to see the same type of production in the run game out of these two guys. So it has been rewarding to see those two complement each other, and certainly. Last night, if you take, which you can't, but if you took away the fact that we turned the ball over there in the second quarter, it's certainly a game that we would have had every opportunity to win, and actually had a chance to win it in spite of a very difficult second quarter.
Man, all right, that was John Stephen Jones. Be sure to check out 105.3 The Fan. I posted that link right there. And you can listen to the full interview without me pausing and rewinding. I get it. Some people said that they worry about Cavante. Yeah, John says he's too small to get hit. He's done. I be thinking the same thing about Devontae Smith, man, for the Eagles. Man, that dude needs a sandwich, right? And he still catches the ball and bounces right back up. And I don't think that he's that much bigger than Cavante Turpin. In my opinion. As far as his route running, it's a post route ain't that hard to run. A 9, I would put him on a 9 route. That's not hard to run. A drag, well, make sure when you throw him the drag, make sure the boundary is there, right? An end around, tell him get out of bounds. Look, let's not try to lower your shoulder or anything. But, he do need some milk, both of them, the Skinny Man Contest Award, just don't do no double, triple reverse. Get Turpin out in space. That's how I look at it. And his speed once he there, man, it's phenomenal. All right, so let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. If you want to call in, just have your thoughts together. And let me know of your thoughts on this game. Let's make it quick. I don't have an immense amount of time to have 5 or 6 minute conversations with you. But the phone line is at the bottom of the screen, 657-390-7391. That's the hotline. And let's turn my music. Let's turn my phone line theme music on. Give it to me.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side.
Panic time, baby.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real.
There are 9 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted.
Son of God, not a son of Sam.
Come on.
Keep it off the books and keep it coming in.
Y'all jump on in. Somebody post a number in the chat so I can pin it to the top of the screen. Come on, call my phone. Sadiqua, appreciate you. Automatic with it. Bam. Well, from the VIP lounge, my dog. You're live.
Law, it's VIP, baby.
What's good, man?
Law, we keep that same energy, whether it's a win, loss, or tie, Law. We ain't folded up like a lawn chair. I don't move with the weather.
Right,
I'm a ride or die, Law.
Right. I got you on that.
But after I watched the game 3 times, Law, because, me and you, I don't know if we're a sucker for pain, Law. Why do we watch this game 3 times, Law?
Because we stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins, huh?
Yes, sir. We searching for fortune and fame. All right, well, speaking of this, Law, look, I know last week I gave my OC the VIP room. Look, I had the big boy bounce his ass up out of here, Law. Excuse me. I'm sorry. My son is in the truck. I forgot. See, you got me in the zone. We coming from school. I had to bounce him up out the VIP room, Law. Look, Law, at our first drive, We have a reverse to my boy Lamb. He picks up 8 yards. After that, I knew we lost the game because our OC fell into his cute bag. We have 2nd and 2. We run a spread offense, Law.
Like you got to get to the mindset, man. It's about the mind, man. 2nd and 2, you gotta award the offensive line. You can't take it away from them.
You took it away, so now you have just stolen the opportunity to win the game because that was the mindset. If we would have charged and said, you know what, I'm just going to run Zeke 3 times, not telling you, okay, people, I know all my people that were screaming, get Zeke out of here. Zeke would have had 100 yards rushing if we would have stuck to our game plan yesterday.
He had it there, baby. He did.
He had it.
He did, man. Oh, my gosh, man.
So we do that. So now we done took our best offensive player that we have at the time, which is Zeke and TP. Those are our offensive threats right now. We took them out of the game in the first quarter.
We did.
So now once we did that, and like you said, in the second half, McCarthy went in there at halftime and started throwing them elbows that he threw at Jerry. Like, bruh, what are you doing? Run the rock.
Run the ball, baby. Now they messed up my formula, man, because they rushed the ball for over 25 times. Them rascal rushed the ball 26 times, and this is our first time losing. But the light bulb caught on too quick, and we threw the ball for 38 times.
Oh, that's disgusting, Law. That's disgusting. Law, I'm telling you, I was at the point where I was ready just to drive from York way all the way to Dallas. Where were they? We weren't even Dallas. They was all the way out there. I'm ready to just go see my OC and tell them, look.
Lean forward, yeah.
We have the formula to winning. You know the formula to winning. Yeah. And not only are you hurting our offense, now you're hampering our defense.
No doubt.
You gave them a short field 4 times, Law. 4 times. What do you expect to happen?
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, VIP, for calling in, man. But, hey, let me hear you say it before I let you rock, though.
Oh, Lord, you know it's right or die. How about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but don't push me, Law.
Y'all write that down. Revenge is like the sweetest joy. Everyone said the sweetest joy. Tupac, you know that line, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy. Next to, I can't say the rest, but man, Tupac was really in his bag when he wrote that. Hail Mary. If you ever really think about it, if you ever really think about it, man. My guy from the 815, Brandon, man, you live, baby.
What's up, now?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind?
Hold on, man. Let me get us out of here for a second. Man,
yes, indeed.
Yeah, so I just want to say, man, Cowboy Nation, man. I woke up this morning last night. I was feeling a little misty blue. But I woke up this morning. Man, we good.
We good.
We had a great fun.
You must have watched it again, didn't you? You must watch it again.
Come on, man.
Come on with it. Yo.
Come on now.
Shot ourselves in the foot.
We made mistakes that's fixable. Like, but I do want to point something out.
Mm-hmm.
Linebacker is an issue.
Oh,
like,
my God.
It's an issue. Like, I don't know how else to better say this. It's an issue. But I come with great news. We got 2 winnable games. We fine. I'm not the biggest Dak fan, but if I'm to believe what I've been told, Dak is gonna make us better. So, look, we got a really good team. We got a Super Bowl defense. I believe if we stick to the formula, we Super Bowl bound. Of course, it's what you're gonna do when playoff time comes. But we made a lot of mistakes. Like we made elementary mistakes, but We ran the ball 26 times. We probably should have ran it 40 times. Like,
yeah,
we were dominating them on the ground, and I just say, hey, don't press the panic button. We wasn't gonna go 16-1 anyway. Look, that was a loss. I think it was an eye opener. Sometimes you need losses like this to remind you, hey, it's still work to do. Like they give you no prizes for being 5-1 or 4-2. No. It's time to work. That's all that, man. Just put in that work. Man, let's give a round of applause to Cooper Rush, man. He did his job. Man, and I'm not sure that he's not gonna start Sunday. He might start Sunday.
From what I'm hearing, the ears to the Cowboys media department and things that's leaked out, they are not finna practice Wednesday.
Right.
So it's going to be for me a Thursday and Friday, and those are only 2 days. So that's strategic though, because normally Wednesday is the day that the media is out there. See, this dude got something up his sleeve. Yeah. That Mike McCarthy got something up his sleeve. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
No, look, if Dak is your guy, like regardless of what you see of him in the future. Right now, he your guy. I think you have no other choice. But if he say he ready to play, and you know I'm not the biggest fan, but if he say he ready to play, you got to give him the ball. Like, we can't play. No, I don't want to play around. If you want to, I don't even know why we playing mind games. It's the Detroit Lions. We should beat them. Yeah. If Dak is ready, tell us he ready. Let's go. Like, to me. Cooper Rush was pressing a little bit to begin the game. Like, it was a big game, and that's why I didn't understand, you were saying it last night. Like, once we did the reverse and you seen them 2 passes, we all seen where this game was going. They wanted to throw the ball. Like, they planned this. They look stupid. Kellen.
You're right, man. Kellen Moore. I know you don't want to say it, but Kellen Moore, he didn't call a game plan, and for one, I know that it was politically motivated because of the way the Cowboys handled this. Law, you want? Let me talk to myself in third person. Law, you want any truth to this? If this was a Super Bowl, would you still started Cooper Rush, or you would put your quarterback in? You see what I'm saying, Dak Prescott?
See, like, I want to stress, I'm not the biggest Dak fan, but this is where it makes me be like, some fishy going on. Because if Dak was ready to go, he our franchise guy. You pay him as such. Why would, like, to me, I hope people don't overlook what's going on. Like, I know we focus on the team, but don't overlook what they're doing to Dak. That what they doing to Dak is exactly what I was trying to say. They did to Amari Cooper. They did. Guys, they're in the process. If Dak said he was ready to play, you play him. You're not going to tell Tom Brady no. You're not going to tell Pat Mahomes no. You're not telling Lamar Jackson no. Heck, you're not even telling Jalen Hurts no. So, to me, this is what makes me be like, man, my eyes are starting to open up. I don't want to call this self-sabotage, but what else can I call it when, like, hold on, he's ready to go and y'all said no?
Yeah. They had to figure it out. They had to see whether or not Cooper Rush could do it.
Yeah, but I said go with the high hand. I never said that Cooper Rush was better. My only thing was I needed a fight under Dak because I don't like how Dak sometimes feed into the organization thing. Well, we throw it to the open guy. We do it this way. We do it that way instead of we trying to win. Like, that's what I don't like. But I'm starting to see, like, Law, you closer to the house to the Cowboys than I am. But I'm reading what you said. They benched Dak. Hold on. So I'm hearing reports he ready to go, and I'm seeing like videos and stuff like, hold on, no, this dude wasn't just zip one on the ball. He looked like he was throwing the ball. Like, I'm like, hold on, if he doing all that, why not just play him in the game? And one thing we know Dak gonna put up numbers against the Eagles.
Yep, but they had their look. When you have your reservations, man, that's what you do. You put it out there, and they had their reservations. They had their reservations.
But reservations about what though, Law?
On whether or not Dak is the answer.
Man, come on.
They had to at this point. They had to, and I love Dak Prescott over here. I've been fighting for this man, but at the end of the day, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. Put it like this: name me another team that did it, and I'll hush.
No, I guess my final question to you, Law, like, of course, everybody gonna say, of course we're trying to win the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna say it again. Are we trying to win? If we, not just with the Dak thing, and Ndamukong Suh is sitting there for free, we got to at least give him a call.
Yeah, but it's not. They got to do it. It's like this, man. If it's originally their opinions, their thoughts, they'll roll with it. But if it's not, they won't, and they will not. So that's just how it goes, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. That's just how it goes, man.
Yeah. All right, Law. I love the show, man. I know you're sitting down, but stand up, Cowboy Nation. We're gonna win a lot of games.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. That's my guy, Brandon, man. I get it, right? I seen somebody says Dak needed a full week of practice. Yeah, right. I'm trying to win games, right? But I feel it's two folds to it. Damn if they do, damn if they don't. Because if they put Dak Prescott in this game and we don't win, even if we lose by 1 point or 3 points, they would say literally Cooper Rush would have won, right? The Cowboys is the type of organization that's just fed by the media that they got to go it by the hard way. This is not just only germane to Dak Prescott. Also, I've seen the Kyle Ortons of the world. People banging on the table. Kyle Orton better than Tony Romo. Give him a chance behind his offensive line and his weapons, blah, blah, blah. And then when he lost, they're like, oh, man, they should have had Tony Romo. He can't stay healthy. I've seen this down the line. Brandon Whedon, right? Man, Matthew Stafford, he once took the Kansas City Chiefs 11-5, give him an opportunity. He grew up loving Troy Aikman, right? Go back and watch those things. I'm not pulling stuff out of the air. John Kitna, right? He came in for a spell. Oh, my goodness, look at him. I seen it a little bit with Andy Dalton, right? Then when he got out there, he folded up like a wallet, right? A lawn chair. But that's just how this is the Cowboys. This is how it's always going to be. It wasn't even immune to Troy, right? Steve Berline, right? That's just how it goes. That's how it goes, man, with the Cowboys. My guy from the 409, Poindexter, you live.
What's up, my man?
What's good with you?
There's an old song by the Ohio Players, and it's called It's Over.
It's over.
It's over. It's over. We finished with those Eagles. It's over. We can talk about the penalties, and we can talk about not sticking to the formula and the game plan, and should have started the first half like the second half, but it's over. And now we're going to move on. Hopefully Dak will be playing in the next game. I wouldn't if Cooper played the next game, I wouldn't jump off a bridge or nothing like that.
Right,
as long as they stick with the formula. The whole off season since last season, it's been said, put Dak in the formula.
Put him in, yeah.
Do the formula, put Dak in the formula. Dak is phenomenal. He can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You don't have to have the most passing yards, but wins is what do it. So get to that formula, man. VIP said, if they'd have ran Zeke, they'd have had 100 yards. He'd have had 200 yards.
Ooh.
It would have been crazy. And he felt just like I felt.
Yeah.
After that first play, get you 8 yards. it's time to run on these dudes, man.
Yeah.
What Dallas what Dallas needed to do was to run the ball. You got to wear down this defense. They got a good defense, but they're not as deep as our defense.
Yeah.
You had to wear this defense down. Everybody knew that the Eagles was going to say, let Cooper Rush beat us. Let Cooper Rush beat us. And they fell right into that. But I'm sorry I digress because it's over.
It's over with, man.
It's over. We're moving on to the lines. We're getting our quarterback back. Man, look, 4-2, I'll take it. I'll take 4-2 all day, especially after the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I'll take that 4-2. And just like VIP and all us others out here that call your show, how about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. That was an excellent call from my guy, man. Oh, my gosh, man. It's over. Yeah. But for the next 2 days, we're going to have to talk about it because tomorrow we'll have the final word. And of course, we're going to talk about this. I can't wait to hear my dog, Big Abe James. And I'm the captain of the stirring of the Kool-Aid committee. You know, I got to hear Boss Cowboy. Boss Cowboy going to have, you know how Boss Cowboy going to do? He gonna have his mysteries of the mysteries, the conspiracy analysis on how I can only imagine what he said about Kellen Moore, man. I can only imagine, you know, Boss Cowboy, he gonna be you gonna be firing this thing up and sabotaging Boss. You know, I appreciate him and the OC if he can get his hands on some film. It's gonna be good, Cowboy Nation. But you know, we got to. This is what we gonna have to do. This is what we gonna have to do from the sunshine to the rain, baby. My guy from the 980, Big Sarge.
What's going on, Law?
Yeah, what's good? I said I hope I got the right person.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. I said it in the chat last night. Overreaction Monday is already started.
Yeah.
This is one game.
Yeah.
We wanted to win. Trust me, I wanted to win. But one thing this loss did for me, it got rid of this whole QB controversy that shouldn't have never been involved in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's been put to bed, and now we can go ahead and focusing in on what we really need to be focusing in on, playing these games.
Yeah.
That had an opportunity to sit back, see how the game needs to be played, the formula that we need to play with, and then he going to make the throws that Cooper Rush isn't capable of making.
Right.
Those throws that go across the middle of the field that's open and available, that would have made those throws.
Yeah.
Those are easy throws.
Yeah.
And the formula that they're going to play with is going to put them in that type of position.
Yeah.
That RPO that Cooper Rush could have pulled the ball out of the belly of Ezekiel Elliott on that 3rd and 2 and got the first down easily. That would have got that play. He would have made that play.
Yeah.
So, Cowboy Nation, don't panic. Don't overreact. This is one game. Philly still got to play other teams. They got to play us.
Yeah, again.
And they got to play us at our best. So keep your head up. We still going to win this division.
Yeah.
I already see it.
You're already seeing it. You know, and shout out to Philly. They got a lead up on most of the NFL. They're 6-0 right now. If the NFL were to go right into the playoff, they have home field advantage throughout, and they got a lot of moxie with their team. I think their coach is really exuberant with this win. He's very excited about the win. So what we got to do now is just say, hey, let's focus on the things we are positive about. Let's understand that we got back into the mix of it, even with some guys being out. So let's get back to it, right?
That's all we got to do.
That's
and
all we got to
the
do.
body language of the Eagles players and the coaches showed us last night.
Right.
This was basically their Super Bowl.
This
they
was their
get ready to exit and relax.
Yeah.
And they getting ready to lose a few games because they too full of themselves right now.
No
but
doubt.
it's gonna come down on them, and we're gonna overcome
and show them what real champions look like.
No doubt, man. I
But
appreciate you, Big Sarge, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for all your support, too, for the channel.
Oh, yeah.
All right, bro. Salute. Big Sarge, y'all. Big Sarge. And he's in the chat. My guy from the 214, Darius. What's good?
Oh, what's happening, man? So look. Okay, so I'm at work too, by the way, so if you hear noise in the background, that's what that is.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the thing I'm gonna say is, how many times do Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore have to show themselves to you or to us as the Cowboy Nation for us to believe who they are? They keep showing us who they are.
Yeah, true that.
Mike McCarthy does nothing. He literally does nothing. Every one of his responsibilities, he delegates them out to other people. He relies on, the game has passed him by. He's sitting on his laurels. He already got his Super Bowl ring. He don't got to come to work and do nothing. He does nothing. He's just a CEO, a figurehead, so to speak. He don't coach the offense. He don't coach the defense. He's not a hellified motivational speaker. He doesn't do the scheming. He relies on the front office to tell him when to throw the flag, the red flag. He does nothing. Sean Payton would have threw the red flag at the ref head. You got Sean Payton all the way messed up. And I get tired of people keep trying to compare they rep, bro. Forget the record.
Right.
I can tell you what Sean Payton does. I can tell you what his strength is. What does Mike McCarthy do? What is Mike McCarthy's strength? Oh, is it play calling? He's not doing it. Why he not doing it? Because he sucks.
So you think the billionaire Jerry Wayne Jones and John Stephen Jones will allow an alpha male complex mindset person to come in and tell them what to do? To move furniture around and say, no, I want them drapes over there. I want the furniture, the counterpiece to be there. No.
And that's that's the whole nother situation that Boss Cowboys and the whole team over there with Big and James. They gonna dig in the weeds on that.
Yeah, they gonna get right into that.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, because for the sake of time, I only got a certain amount of time. And then Kellen Moore's pass at him. Like, is anybody going to tell him, like, that's not the way? Nobody's going to tell him.
He the one driving the ship. He the one driving the ship, and he did came out on record, said, man, I want to throw it. That was his words.
That right there, that's good for me. I said, okay, that's it. He just he just solidified what everybody was saying about him. Mm-hmm. He's too pass happy. He coached how he used to play. Trash. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like and then, hey man, we gonna take this L. We win as a team.
So Darius, before I let you roll, man. So let me find a solution from you, man. How do we win? How can we turn this thing around?
You know what? This is what I'm gonna say. I'm not a real Kool-Aid sipper on Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, because them two right there, they like Dumb and Dumber to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, what I want to see is, I want to see us to win at least 2 playoff games before. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Mike McCarthy is gonna have to give us some of his good stuff. He's gonna have to dig in his 2011 bag. Give us the good stuff, buddy. Kellen Moore, he's gonna have to come with your formula. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's gonna do it, but he's gonna have to come with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, the question I have for you, Law, is with that RPO and what they was doing to Michael Parsons, what is the solution to that? Yeah, how do you stop that RPO?
Well, you got to pick your poison. They said with that, make the quarterback pay every time. Go all in and just hit the quarterback. Hit the quarterback at all. That's what we take. That's what we said out there. If the quarterback want to do that, then make the quarterback pay.
Light his ass up.
Light him up, man. Appreciate you, Darius. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Yeah, that's the only way. When you play that high school, that college style, there's no targeting on the pros. You just got to make. And I know it's crass, but you just got to make the quarterback pay. Sell all that. See, you can't be wishy-washy. They had my guy Parsons playing the monkey in the middle. Just Just make the quarterback pay. Every time they'll get up out of it. And trust me, it may be a late hit, maybe this or that, but you got to just hit the quarterback on every RPO, and that's football. I know y'all don't like it. I know y'all don't like people saying that, but that's just what it is. So when you are warm, lukewarm with it, double-minded players, wicked in all thy way, right? But you got to be committed, and then you will have to tell the aficionados, man, hey, I can't stop myself. I thought he still had the ball, right? The other part of it would be seal the receiver off, right? Seal the receiver, right? Drop back into the flat, just seal the receiver and let the quarterback cream you, right? Meaning that the quarterback going to get 7 yards. Yep, Sports Guru 95 says attack the quarterback / running back at mesh point, right? So the time that but you got to get there soon. And it's a situation whereas when they do it, the RPO action, and if you try to make the quarterback pay if your mindset, I'm gonna make the quarterback pay every time, you gonna get burnt. You're gonna get burnt. You're gonna get blazed. But at least they would think twice about doing it again, right? All right, so that's football, baby, and I wish I could say it another way, but I can't. All right, from the 972, you're live.
Buenos dias, Law Nation. What up,
good,
Law? How
What's up
you
with you,
doing?
man?
Good afternoon. I'll make my call quick, man. I'm trying to be quick. Yo, Law, we can't do anything about sooner or later that court is going to find you when you're missing those child support payments, you know? And Cooper Rush is a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to give him some respect for going 4-1 and cashing in for a backup quarterback somewhere else next year. And to close, keep this in mind. Dak has always been statistically proven QB, an ability to throw 4,000 yards a season. And something I hope he capitalized is him, Kellen, Mike, go in a room and keep doing what works. What we can't do, what we have to do is put the ball in the end zone and sustain those drives, because those double teams in the block in the run game, pulling your guard, etc., that was working like a charm.
Yep.
And let's capitalize off those opportunities and setting up your run, like it opens up a lot. Play action, screen game with Tony, whatever you want.
Yeah.
They're lucky Rich didn't connect with CD on that thrown interception on that 5:18 mark, because CD was gone.
He was there.
He was lined up on that 1-on-1 and he was gone. You can watch it, Law.
Yeah.
So we're not asking Dak to carry this team anymore to score 40, but we do have to capitalize on these two phases, third downs and red zones. Simple as that, and I think Dak will just do that.
Yeah.
Peace out, Law.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from him, man, as you guys call in. I appreciate this particular day of us just sitting back, calling in, you know. It's a how can I put this in a better way? I absolutely get it, right? A lot of people want us to play the salve out. Man, the Cowboys, man, we're supposed to be able to win. But no. Take it one day at a time. You do not win the Super Bowl in October. You don't. And even though some team felt as if though they won the Super Bowl in October, you got plenty of football out there. Look, it's not even cold yet. Ain't that's right? From the 409, you live.
Hey, what's up, Law? This is B-Bird, man.
B-Bird, man, appreciate you for calling in. I know we're finna get some real analysis now. Talk to me.
I just wanted I wanted to bring a little bit of light to everything, because overall, man, with all things that we went through this year, losing our quarterback, I think we're in a great position. So we lose the quarterback the first game of the year, and what that tells us is that, hey, the coaches get together and say, hey, look, we can't throw the ball around. We got to rely on our running game and our defense. And so we do that, and then we find out, hey, this thing works for us. And so we're doing it with a quarterback that's not as good as the one that we have, our starter. Well, then a quarterback controversy kind of arises, with the fan base, four-letter networks and things of that sort.
True that.
But what ends up happening is last game, not this one, but the game before, he threw for 102 yards, which is not quarterback level.
Right.
And his last game, he didn't play well at all. So what that does is bring Dak back without the quarterback controversy. That put closure on the rush era so far right now. Now we can just pick up now and go forward with that. I think we're going to be okay, man. I think that what Dak probably saw, too, is, hey, man, I don't have to throw the ball around and throw for 359 yards for us to win.
Right.
I can just be a better version of what Cooper Rush has been, and we're going to be okay. Our defense is good enough. Right. We have to have a synergy between what our offense is doing and what our defense is doing, too. So we can't be doing a lot of 3-and-outs. I mean, you start looking at what our offense has been with Cooper Rush in there. I think we led the league in 3-and-outs. We also were one of the poorest leagues as far as getting into the red zone. So it was a lot of things that was missing, and it was lipsticks being put on the pig as far as offense is concerned because the defense is playing so well. When your defense only gives up one touchdown a game, your offense should win. I mean, we don't need but 2 drives a game to beat that. But I think that what you're going to get back with Dak, and I'm like one of your previous callers, I'm not a big Dak fan either, but I know he's better than Cooper Rush.
Right.
And so I think we're going to be better. One thing I was going to tell you, too, Law, is that, I remember the 90s Cowboys, and I remember when we came through and started winning. Well, we started beating Washington at the time and New York Giants. What that meant was that we were beating teams that were just a year or 2 years off the Super Bowl. So what that said is that the NFC East, if you get through the NFC East, buddy, you're doing something. You're going to be ready for the playoffs. Last year, we rolled through the NFC East, because it was a cakewalk, and what happened to us in the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
Well, this year's setting up right now, man. We got, as record speaks, we got the best team in the league, and New York Giants got the second best record in the league, probably tied with some other teams. So we're going to have to play every week, man, and we're going to have to play, and then by the time we get to the end and we make the playoffs, we're going to be battle tested. And so the San Francisco thing isn't going to happen because if you really look back, San Francisco playing in the NFC West last year was battle tested. We wasn't, and they hit us in the jaw, and we didn't know what to do with it. But I think if we go, I think this thing is setting up right now that if we get, we go 12-5 again, those 12 wins will mean a lot more, especially the ones in a division, because we had to fight to get those things, man. And you saw how passionate those fans were yesterday.
They were
in Philadelphia, and so it's getting us ready, man. It's getting our mindset ready. We had to go into a hostile stadium, and all those things, man. So I just think that right now everything is setting up. People don't see it. If you're looking at the micro, you can't see it. You look at this one game, look at the bigger picture, see where we are, where we started, see where we're going to end up. And if we are who we think we are, we should make the playoffs. But when we go to the playoffs this year, we should be well more prepared than we were last year. And that's all I wanted to say, man. I'm going to let you go, brother.
Appreciate you, man. It's a good call from B-Bird, man. The perspectives that he brought to the table, man, and the objective analysis, man, that was on par. I made sure I saved his name in now. Great point by B-Bird. I look at it like exactly what he said. I just wish that the Cowboys, media, the fans, the people in general, just stop making it about the quarterback. Not a soul would mention that a quarterback went 15 for 25, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a soul. They still got that particular quarterback in the MVP race, right? But if the shoe was on the other foot and Cowboy fans are so doggone picky with the quarterback that they would have crucified that, even in a win. I've been doing this long enough. They would have said, oh, where the 200 yards? Where the 300 yards at? Right? They would have said that. Even if we were 6-0 and Dak Prescott did the exact same thing, 15 for 25 for 155 yards. There would have been everybody saying, oh, he just being carried by the defense. Oh, my goodness, look at the 3 turnovers. Man, they need to have another quarterback. But you don't see one Eagle fan talking down on their quarterback, trying to say another quarterback would have did this in that system, right? Not bloviating of what Josh Allen is doing. Not saying, well, hey, if Pat Mahomes was on this team, right? They all support their quarterback, right? 15 for 25, 155 yards. And right, Brian Bradford said that's not MVP stats. But there's not an Eagle fan that would mention that, right? They would say, hey, my quarterback MVP. But if Dak was doing the same thing, they'd have been looking for ways. Right? And it's crazy how far off Cowboys reality is from other teams' reality. Whereas other teams can celebrate a victory, be rejoicing at the fact that they won, and the Cowboys will find a way to poke holes and spit upon, mock upon. It's crazy how we think collectively from the 210 UN.
Hey, what's going on, Brother Law? This is Dr. Q, man, calling you from the Caribbean, man. How you
Shout
doing,
out to you,
boss?
Doc. Appreciate you, man.
Good, man. Hey, I just wanted to, I'm listening to all the callers in and looking at the little chat here, man, and I just wanted to just say a couple points, man. To all the Cowboy fans, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get them next time.
Right.
And then secondly, quit saying we gave them the game. I mean, that's the way the game goes. You know, it could have actually gone our way as well, the same way with 3 INTs. But don't worry about that. We're gonna be all right because we'll see them again. But I just wanted to ask you something, man. This Jones family, man, they make my blood boil sometimes, man, because they actually have the opportunity. Okay, now they don't like to give up draft capital, as we know. But my thing is, you have some players out there, man, before this November 1 trade deadline. You've got, and I just want to get.
Oh, it's November the 1st is the trade deadline. November the 1st, right?
Right, November
okay.
1st.
Thank you.
November 1st the trade deadline. But you have Deron Payne out there who's unhappy with the Commanders.
Wow.
Beast. That's your DT right there. You also just let Robbie Anderson get traded to Arizona from Carolina. He's in Arizona now. And so, sometimes you have to spend that little money. I mean, I know we have who we have on our roster, and it's good. But to get over the top, like those good teams, man, those real good teams, you have to spend the money, in my opinion, to get these one or two players, man, that can make a big difference. The other thing I want to mention is I know a lot of our fans don't want to hear this. They're tired of hearing about Amari Cooper. But I think the issue that we're having on our offense right now is the little intangibles that Amari Cooper was doing. I'm not talking about he had to get 1,000 yards, because when you think about it, when Amari was there, you put CD in the slot. He killed Bradbury last year when Bradbury was with the Giants. But now you have CD outside and you have Gallup outside, who I still think he's not 100%. He's getting at Gallup, but now you're missing that third receiver threat. Yeah. And I mean, this is my opinion. I just don't think that they have that difference maker in that third wide receiver, and I hope they can address that issue, man. Because Cooper actually brought those small intangibles to the Cowboys.
Right.
Because now when you're playing top corners like the ones they faced last night, you can't account for all three of those receivers: Cooper, Gallup, and CD. That's why they was killing them last year. And see, they have to figure out a way. Okay. Now, obviously, we know there's not many people out there that can run a route like Cooper, but you need somebody that can be as close. Because right now, these teams, man, the great corners feel like, okay, well, Dallas receivers are good, but we're not going to worry about them because they can't really take the top off of us. And that's what they're missing right now. And last what I want to say, man, to my Cowboys fans, listen, the Eagles still have to play. I got a partner that goes here in med school with me. He's a Giants fan.
Oh, wow.
The Eagles haven't played the Giants yet.
Right.
They still got to play the Giants twice. They got to play us again, as we know, in December. But I'm telling you, the game is going to get them in a couple of weeks when they come off the bye. A lot of people going to think I'm crazy, but watch when they go play the Colts up in the Colts area. That defense is pretty decent, man. The Colts defense is pretty decent. Don't be surprised, Law, if the Colts don't upset them.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those things, man. And, we got a favorable schedule down the stretch. I think we got 3 home games, and then the next game we have against the Giants and the Eagles will be at our home. So those are perspectives that people got to understand, too.
Exactly. All right, brother. Hey, thank you for giving me the time, Law, man. You guys take care of it, okay?
Appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you, man. That's Doc Q, man, out there in the Caribbeans, man. Hey, even though we lost, man, but at least he get a chance to go to the beach today. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can tell you, man. When you stay in those areas, or if he's working out there, or if you're close to the West Coast, you can still go to the beach, right? Put your feet in the sands, right? Shout out to Biloxi, Mississippi, but it ain't the same, right? That water not as clear. But shout out to my Mississippi people, man. I got my guy from the 703, JD.
The conference has been locked.
My bad for taking a minute to get on the phone. I got my son listening too, but let me get right to it because I like to make it quick.
No doubt.
The best thing that happened over this stretch, Law, is that the Cowboys realized they shouldn't rush Cooper into QB1, and Dak is the key. Yeah. Number 4, better channel young Dak and run that ball, do play action.
Mm-hmm.
Dak has been, he's been served notice that this front office doesn't believe in him. He has to either put up or shut up.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm all team Dak. Last thing, it's time for LBE to LEAVE. Our defense is perfect for a savvy middle linebacker, and he is not him. We them boys, I'm out.
I appreciate you, man. Good call from JD, man. Yeah, the writing's on the wall, man. It's like you could tell when people, immensely in love with you. You can tell when people will go beyond the way or the extra mile for you, right? And I'm not pointing at the front office with that, but we've been on this planet long enough to tell the difference, right? But it is what it is with Dak Prescott. At this point, you got to stand tall. From the 501, you live, Paul. This Paul?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief, man. Talk to me, man.
Man, just chilling, man. Watched the game yesterday, man. I wasn't, too messed up about it because I knew this was going to happen sooner or later, but I just want the fans to know that, man, Dak is a man. And I want the organization to know that. They need to stand behind Dak, man. He brought us way from a deeper hole than Cooper was about to put us in. But I'm just glad, man, to see that we are moving forward with Dak, man, because even though the Jones don't want to see it, we know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it.
How about them Cowboys?
How about him, man? Thank you for calling in. Hey, he just want to let people know that Dak is the man. They drink the Kool-Aid. You got to stay salty. The linebackers need to step their play up. This is from Leon Lewis. Yeah. And that's not just for LVE. That's for my guy Barr, too. Barr didn't really set the bar for us in that game. Even though he was in and out, but he just didn't give enough for us. From the 281, you're live.
Hey, Law.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Man,
You're
I'm
the poet,
great.
philosopher, football guru, man.
I try.
Love your show.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, I just a lot of good football analysis here, and I can't add more to it than say, yes, Cooper Rush, thank you for your service. He did good. He did good, better than most, I would say. And to the Philly people that are there trolling us, where would they be without Hurt? Would they be 4-2?
I don't know, man. They could pull out multiple games without Hurts, though.
No. no, we're going to come together, and I'm looking, maybe if we don't win the NFC East, I think it would be kind of fun to be that wild card team that's loaded up for bear with Dak rested up and then hitting on all cylinders. There's going to be something to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be something to watch. And try to be a little positive. Even, we can't hire and fire coaches. We're fans.
Yeah.
And but we just got to enjoy the moment and just enjoy this game. And thank you.
And no doubt, man.
How about the Cowboys?
How about them, baby? I appreciate you, man, on that one. Let me give you some. It's a good call from him, man. Great perspectives to the game. I try to look at a loss as, hey, where are the things that we can pull from that are positive? And there are some positive in there. The offensive line, who is treated to be one of the worst this offseason, right? Didn't allow a single sack against that vaunted defense of the Philadelphia Eagles, right? All right, from the 601, my neck of the woods, you live. 601. 601, you live. Talk to me. What's good?
Yo.
Yeah.
What's up, Law?
What's good with you, man? What part of the SIP you from?
Oh, my bad, man. But Forest.
Forest?
Forest, Mississippi.
Yeah, Forest, Mississippi. I know where that's at. I had some fun down that way before, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I called in, man, but I called in to elaborate on some stuff that I heard somebody caller say earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And how he was talking about the type of stuff the Cowboys do, the organization do to their players. And what I started to notice, Law,
what's that?
That the Cowboys, once they done paid you, they start to sabotage you at the same time. To me, it started way back with Dez Bryant. It was time to pay Dez Bryant, and it seemed like they stopped throwing the ball. And if you go on and see that the people that they paid, once they pay you, your production falls off. And it's not because of the player you is. It's because they taking you out the game. I just want you to elaborate on that, see how you feel about it. Some stuff I just been noticing.
Yeah. All right. So my thing is, I think that they feel the Cowboys organization feel like since they gave you money, they got to look at it like personal, right? They gave you the money. Now go make it happen. Go make it happen. Now it's time for you to produce. I gave you the money, now I can produce. And I hate that that's how the Cowboys sometimes it appears to be, right? Like no other quarterback get this type of treatment. Well, we paid you $40 million. Now it's time for you to do something about it, right? That's the only organization that does that. We paid $90 million for Ezekiel. What he's supposed to do things now, Those are the way the Jones family.
It's like even when they paid Jalen Smith, Law.
Yeah, they paid Jalen Smith. Now we want
to talk about how bad Jalen Smith played, but actually, once they paid Jalen Smith, they stopped doing what they paid him for. They paid him because Jalen Smith was running downhill. Everybody talk about that sideline play with who that was. He hit on the sideline. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson run 30 yards back before he started running up the field.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Jalen Smith made it to the sideline.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a lot of stuff that I've been seeing, man.
That's just how it goes, man. And, I mean, if you can see it from Forest, Mississippi, you already know, man. We feel it over here, man. I appreciate you for calling in, though, fam.
All right.
That's a good call from him. Yeah, we are that organization. We are the organization, and I got to say this, and I hope and I wish that somehow They need to stop it when they say it. Well, we paying them the big dollars. Like for example, let's say it's the future. It's 2023 or 2024. CD finally get the big bag or what have you. The Cowboys give him a big contract. We're going to hear, hey, we paying him the big dollars. He got to come down with the catch. You can't pay a player and expect for them to increase on their production just because money is involved. These players, they put their body on the line, and I can truly say, yes, we want the expectations of player being great when you pay them, but it don't work that way. You pay the player for what they done, right? Truly, you don't pay the player for what they're going to do. But I get it. We live in a world where we attach money to everything. And when the money is attached, we paid the quarterback $40 million or whatever it was, and they are expecting for him to have Pat Mahomes results. I used the analogy before of a man who bought a wedding band, right, or wedding ring for the lady, and now he's expecting, because of the dollar amount that he attached to the wedding ring, for her to perform, right? If you're looking for that, you're already lost, right? Because it's supposed to be, hey, I'm not paying this for you. I'm showing you your value by providing this. And it goes to the Cowboys being one of the only organizations that have that type of philosophy built in. And I truly believe that a third of it comes from the media and how they perceive these type of things. Making money, the number one focal point. Law, do you have any truths to that? We all off season, we set on $23 million, right? And you guys allowed John Stephen Jones to say, hey, we need this money to pay the bag for Trayvon Diggs, to pay the bag for future possibilities of CeeDee Lamb, right? And when I gave the analogy of the talent in the good book, right, of the man saying, I'm going to bury my talent and save it for next year, right? So when the master come back, I can say, hey, I've been wise with my talent. Here you go. And when the master came back, he was saying, hey, you wicked and unwise servant, right? Why didn't you give your money or your talent to the exchangers, right? Why didn't you go out there and flip that money, basically? Why didn't you make the talent work for you? There are people watching this video, listening to me, they got beyond measures of talent, right? But they're not going out there making content. They're just watching. You got all of the skills within you. And the Cowboys this offseason had $23 million, and they talking about a contract to Trayvon Diggs. They talking about the contract of Michael Parsons. I even heard that been said. Oh, we got to pay Michael Parsons. Dude, it's 2022. Go out there. Look, if you think I'm lying, I've seen acquisitions make plays this year on the opposing team. That play from A.J. Brown on that third down, Brown on Brown, don't you think that play was worth $100 million? That play that was picked off for the INT, that acquisition, right? Don't you think whatever they paid that kid, Chauncey Gardner Jr., whatever his name is, don't you think that was worth the money, right? Wasn't that a difference maker in said game against the Cowboys? And we can go on and on and on, right? For people to go out there, or teams to go out there to use some of their resources, right? To get some things to make some things out there differently on the field. I got the 267. You're live.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. You're live.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. You there?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you good.
Yeah,
fam.
no, I'm an Eagles fan calling from Philly, and all week I just heard everybody talking about the Dallas defense, and I just want to know from everybody that watched the game yesterday, who do it look like got the better defense out of the Eagles and the Cowboys?
How many sacks? How many sacks you guys generated?
I said defense. Not
Collective.
Sacks,
Collective. Okay. Collectively, last night, you guys got 3 turnovers. You forced pressure. You guys shut us down to limited reads and took away our best options. Yeah. So for right now, on paper and on top of that, from talent wise, you guys will be appearing to have the better defense.
My man. I agree with you. And you guys y'all got a pretty good defense. Y'all got a pretty good team.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's just not better than the Eagles. And about the last caller, he was talking about making moves. Howie Roseman is man. He puts his team together. He's better than a lot of GMs in the league, not just whoever is doing y'all stuff over there. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
Well, you're a Howie Roseman. If he was confined and stuck to the same budget line, right? Like our philosophy on the off season is that we don't have the same amount of budget. Like, even though all teams, and I appreciate your team for winning, but we're working with Will McClay with a Walmart budget. We had for example, week 1, we had an undrafted rookie free agent. Undrafted rookie wide receiver to be our starting wide receiver, right?
Right, but you know what? I would say
that's two different worlds.
So I would say it's bad investments because y'all paying a lot of money to Zeke right now. I mean, it is what it is where your team is at. I mean, until y'all get off some contracts, y'all team's not gonna get better. So
well, contract or not, we were sitting on $23 million, and our front office refuses to utilize that money, and we paid $10 million to a guy that didn't even play last night. You see, so it goes to show you that you guys came in, you guys were probably a more healthier team than us, but we still put up a good fight.
I agree with you, but that's all I want to say, man.
No doubt.
You have a good day, brother.
No doubt. Appreciate you. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, when we talking about better defense, their defense had 3 interceptions. Our defense forced 4 sacks, right? Their defense forced turnovers last night. And if that was the line to determine who was the better defense, if the Eagles want the cookie, because I'm not finna be sitting here a lot of kicking to y'all. I know I see some of y'all was like, hey, man, come on, man. Why you agree with them? But if they want to have that cookie, then let them have that cookie. But collectively, if our offense didn't put us in those doggone terrible situations and made the Eagles play the field, or if the Cowboys played the field better, then the outcome would have been different. That's what I'm trying to say. But neither here nor there. We have Uncle Charles, you're live. Unc.
Hey, now.
What's going on? I didn't know if I want to put Bobby Rush up there or who. You know what's good, Unc?
Well, let me say this, Lord. First of all, how you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing well, man. It's marathon show. We getting it off our chest, but we here.
Well, I tell you what, man, we all good as long as we on top of ground and ground ain't on top of us.
There you go.
And that's all I can say to you. Let me just say this, Cowboy family, my sisters and brothers. Let me explain something to you. We was one-handed last night. We were playing with house money.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what talking about get up in the morning, put on 2 left shoes, and see where you walk straight. Just find out can you do that.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you. Cooper Rush became Bobby Rush last night. He was a spare tire. And what do you do to a spare tire? You put it on your car when one of your new tires go flat. When that spare tire service you, and when that tire starts to go out, what do? You put the spare tire back in the trunk.
Yeah.
He was only a spare tire for the moment.
Yeah.
Mind you this, what got us in trouble? We was playing with house money. We could have won the game last night regardless. I'm not hurt. I'm disappointed, but I'm not hurt because I know the situation. Let me explain something to y'all. Watch this. You have to understand something. That Dak been on that sideline watching for the last couple of games. And you don't think that he wanted to get out there and say, I could have made that play. I would have thrown that pass. He's the franchise quarterback. Either this will make that or break it. Simple as that. Everybody talking about, well, he's been with the Cowboys. Yeah, he's been with the Cowboys a long time. Yeah. But either he's going to step up or he's going to step out. Because Jerry Jones don't turn 80 years old.
He did.
Do you understand 80 years old is? You only promised 70 goals in 10. You don't supposed to get 70 years in life.
Yep.
If you don't believe, ask them 3 kids that got buried this Saturday. Ain't now one of them 70 years old. But Jerry did. So Jerry is fighting against time.
Yeah.
And we fighting getting another Super Bowl ring. Let me tell y'all, Eagles, something else. You flying high now. But you're going to have to come to Arlington one day, and we're going to whip your country ass. And we're going to dust to done like my friend Dusty Dan and Rusty Ron. Don't be like Nick talking to Rock in that scene. Rock, you got another shot at the title here. And it's the biggest title in the world, Rock. But just don't lay down like some kind of mongrel. Fight this guy hard.
Yeah.
We fight hard, y'all. It's what it is. Mistakes cost us 2. Boss Man Fat, 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons, 1 penalty, cost us. All these things happen in the game, cost us. Jumping on sides. These things, will, no matter how good that play, will override that. Clean it up. Fight hard, Cowboys. Don't lay down like some mongrels. Fight hard. And that's all I got to say. Appreciate you.
Man, and look, Uncle Charles is the caller of the day, man. I thought it was going to be B-Bird, man, but, man, Uncle Charles came with some passion, man. Oh, my gosh, man. I'm going to have to snip that one. That one or B-Bird, man. Y'all let me know, man, because both of these guys came with some heat, baby. I love it. DMV George, you live, baby. All right, 757, you live.
Brother Law.
Brother, what's good with you, man?
Hey, man. Philly fan came in here talking about, hold on. Would you rather have 4 sacks on a starting quarterback or 3 picks from a backup?
Man. I feel what you said, man. Look, we ain't finna make it a long night because all I can think of is their TJ Edwards and Mike doggone LVE. But I know that that's not the complete defense. But I feel what you're saying. I feel what angle you're going at, though. Yeah.
It's a fun argument. It's fun, but he need to get up out of here with that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but look though, before Cooper lost, he was 5-0, quarterback controversy, all this stuff. Then he lose to the 6-0 best team in the league, Eagles, and now he got the bounce, right? But we got 2 manageable games for him. Wouldn't you agree?
2 of them, yeah. Lions and bears, both animals.
So, I mean, I don't think we should be in no rush right now. Like, it's so much seesaw. Like, it's either extreme Dak, extreme Coop, get Dak out of here. I'm like, I know you real philosophy. I really get down to philosophizing and such.
Yeah,
so like,
you, man.
I just don't understand. It just seems like it's such a simple. Just let it ride. Do you expect that to first game back be himself? No, maybe not. Probably not.
No, because we are Dak Prescott cannot play like the last two games we've seen. 10 and 16 for 102 yards out of Cooper Rush against the Rams. We can't see that, Dak, because a third of the fan base and the media would not have it, right? Nor can he go for 15 for 25 for 155 yards, because there will be even. And that's what Jalen Hurts just did. They would still find. Yeah, it's just how it is in the Cowboys land. He can't do that.
Even though we found as soon as Coop won that game for us with 100 yards, they was like, oh, okay, so Dak don't even got to be all that, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But if he came in and did it, you think it would be going for his neck.
Yeah, they'll bury the man. They buried the man.
It's absurd, man. That's why I be calling in after a loss to let it be known on the interwebs, man. When my time's gone, they was like, you know what, he was ride or die. Ain't no say whether over there.
Right.
But I'm like, let that come back appropriately. I sit them down next week too. I mean, their offense is high powered. We're gonna need them points, but I don't think it's a big enough deal for us to rush something back that's gonna set him up for failure psychologically. He mess around and come out flat like we did kind of against the Bucks. So he was just 5-0. Everybody, ESPN, all the Cowboys. Oh, he's 5-0. Dak, get out of here.
Montana.
We don't need nobody.
Joe Montana, man. That's Dan Marino.
Joe Montana.
Montana. That's what they said. I was like, whoa. Let Cooper look. And somebody hit me up. Law, why you don't do no film breakdowns on Cooper Rush? I was sitting there like, man, look. I'm gonna let somebody else do that because
I gotta let my hard drive. I'm gonna take it easy on my hard drive. But yeah, man, he was just 5-0, quote unquote, and then he lose to the quote unquote best team in the league, and now we can't even. He can't. He out back, like he never stood a chance. This, that. I'm like, let him ride, let Dak ease his way in, let him get 2 solid weeks of practice, at least 1 solid week, you know. Yeah. We just had the formula. He only need 100 yards. Dak doesn't have to be great. Get the team off his back. But just everybody settle down, man. Yeah. I absolutely love you, big bro.
Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for calling in, fam. Where you from, man?
757, man, Virginia Beach. I used to be on here as Roster X, man. I think it's been a little too long. I lost my credibility,
man.
My credentials.
You got your government name. Let me get this up out of there, man. What's
your
new name is? I want to yell out your government.
Roster X, man.
Roster X. Okay, I got you in there, man. I ain't gonna be calling you by your government name, but appreciate you, fam.
Hey, let's hit me about some money, baby.
No doubt, man. Roster, appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed, man. You know, the call ID, we have your whole government name on here, man. All right, I got from the 806, you in the mix.
Hey, what up with it, man?
Man, what's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
Nah, man, what it really come down to, bro, you know, one thing that the Dallas Cowboys have done since 2016, bro. Run the ball.
Run the ball, man.
This ain't really a Kellen Moore type of thing. I mean, this is a Kellen Moore problem. Yeah. It's not a Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott problem, man. We got a great defense. Run the ball.
Yeah.
Run it relentlessly the same way that the 49ers did to you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
When Dallas run the ball, man, you're 30 and 3 since 2016.
But let me ask you this, though.
When you run the ball 30 plus times a game.
Let me ask you this. Did the 49ers last year peak in September?
No. Ain't nobody peaking in September.
I'm just painting a picture for the people. Me and you agreeing to this point. Did they peak in October?
No. You ain't going to peak till late in the season.
They peaked late in the season. They were red hot going into the playoffs. They knocked off the Cowboys and they knocked off the #1 seed. And then the Rams, And then the Rams had to go toe-to-toe. They already beat the Rams 2 times in the regular season, and now it was time for them to face them in the playoffs. And the Rams did me a big favor because you know how sick I would have been if the 49ers found a way to get to the Super Bowl again. I would have been hurt, bro. But it's all about peaking, man. And right now, you know, the Eagles look like they unbeatable right now, right?
Oh yeah, the Eagles defense. I mean, it was a great game last night. That's what a lot of people not understanding. You put yourself in a hole with turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Giving them short fields. You know, it's not a deep. The defense played a great game. You went down 20-0 in the second quarter. The Eagles have thrived in the second quarter all season. And the season is very, very long. This is the beginning of the season still. You sitting there 4-2. You third in the division. But it's 2 division leaders that will be in the playoffs that's sitting at 3-3 right now. All the Cowboys fans, we out here panicking and all that. This ain't no time to panic, man. You done lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to open the season, and you lost last night.
Right.
Ain't no reason to panic.
Right.
We gonna be there in the end. And the Eagles still got to come to the D.
You got to, man.
You got to come to the D, man. You got to play the Giants twice. The Giants ain't nothing to play with, man. Who saw this coming from the Giants?
Nah.
You know? I mean, it's a long season. Just fans out here panicking and get rid of Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. As long as Kellen Moore stop trying to throw the ball 40 times a game, we'll be fine.
Yep.
If Kellen Moore stopped trying to throw this ball 35, 40 times a game, Dallas is not going to have no issues out here.
No doubt, man.
But that's all I wanted to say, Law, man. I just want all the Cowboys, look, like Aaron Rodgers said, RELAX.
Man,
relax.
Relax, man. You spitting today, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. That's a good call from him. What if I told you to relax? You know, relaxation rules the nation. All right, they messed up my perfect little record, man. And I hope you guys can see it. The Cowboys are 14-1 now with 25 or more carries since 2021. We lost that one game, and it happened just last night. But we had a good record going. We had a good thing going. Man. But I truly believe I'll take that 14-1. And I think that the Cowboys lost their way, and they realized, we can do this. I'm curious now. And for those who sit back and watch the game, it's not because you had a comfortable lead, right? Go back and look at all of these games. Matter of fact, let me help people out. I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna go over here and just examine the games. Just examine the games that were played from StatMuse. Shout out to them, my people over there. And just examine the games that we played in. We weren't blowing out teams. It's just that you got to run the rock. You got to. All right, so this marathon show must continue. I got somebody that been waiting. 337, you live.
What's going on, Law, baby?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me. What's on your heart?
Man, it's holding it down, man. Representing that Ding, Louisiana. Shout out to Natchez, Mississippi, baby.
Natchez, baby. NTZ. You from Natchez?
Yeah, no, I'm from Gina, Louisiana. Shout out to my boys over there, man.
Okay, I'm about to say, shout out to Linwood, man. I'm from Linwood. But, man, talk to me, man.
Man, what I would need to know is, man, I don't ask you, brother, do you think CD got that damn dog in him? I just want to know. I'm looking for him last year, then this year, I don't feel like he won it. And I think we need to, and another thing, do you think we need to pick up another receiver? What about OBJ? We need a something with a little.
I'm greedy, man. I'm just selfish, dude, man. I want James Washington to get out there and do something, but man, it's gonna be more of the same with James Washington. I like Gallup. I like what he brings to the table. I like Lamb. You know, I like both of those guys, but I think we're missing one more person, man. Like Noah Brown, I like what Noah Brown. Look, Noah Brown, excellent. I like what he do. I like that possessive wide receiver that he brings to the table. But I feel that like we just one more guy. But if I was to have the option, damn it, give me somebody on defense though. Give me a linebacker. I just want a linebacker. Look, can I just say this one time, man? I just want me a linebacker that makes somebody pay. I just want some linebacker to decapitate. I'm talking about you looking at the play and you saying, man, is that a flag, right? I want a linebacker that's sitting in the middle of the field and to have the I wish, you know what I'm saying? Versus I hope that they don't throw the ball in the middle. But I want a linebacker to say, I wish a summer gun would, I want a headhunter, man.
Well, I know, man, but we need something. But actually, we have a dog, man. Cause even in Trayvon Diggs, man, sometimes I just wonder, but I'm gonna leave him alone. But we need, like I said, something on the defense with another dog. And we need another receiver though, bro.
You know what? I like Diggs. I don't see any ill wills with Diggs, but we need we don't need two Diggs. Like far as the way they tackle and all of that stuff. Anthony Brown, that buddy is like hot butter on pancakes, man. He's sliding all over the field. I want another DB to be like a gritty type of DB. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we got one end, we got a cover corner, and then the other cornerback, he's that guy that said, damn, he's going to knock you out. We just need somebody like that, man.
We do, bro. Yeah. But look, I love the Cowboys. I'm representing Virginia, Louisiana, all the way to Nashville, Mississippi, man. And Law, keep doing your thing. I'm a member, and I'm always going to be, bro. Keep preaching that game, and I'll be at the next game. I'm trying to get to that. I'm getting to that package. I try to get on it. It didn't load, but I'm going to get that package if I come see you, bro. Hold it down.
Okay, man. Call that number, 817-888-1726, man. Call them, man. Get that package in there, fam. Appreciate you.
I got you, bro. Thank you, brother.
That's good. Yes, sir. Y'all feeling me what I'm saying, baby? That was the last caller, man. I'm just greedy, man, right now, man.
Goodbye.
Man, I want that doggone linebacker to make somebody pay. I want that. I wish that Joe come across that middle, man. Oh my gosh, man. J-Ron Curse, we get a little bit from J-Ron Curse. I think he's still trying to get his playing legs up under him, but he's more of a drag me down type of tackler too. That's really not gonna make him pay. I ain't talking about my guy J-Rock though. I think that this third game we'll be right in for it, man. Poppy says, yeah, man, I'm 2 hours straight, man. I'm finna get off though. I took today off, so I'm talking to y'all forever in the day. But I'm gonna tell you guys this right here. I wish, boy, there should not be a situation that Malik Hooker is your leading tackler in the next game, right? We need to go back and watch the first Eagles touchdown. Sanders just ran right over everyone, man. Ran right on in, man. 27 sliding off from him like butter. The linebacker get washed down inside. They ran the ball right on us, man, on that first touchdown. I said, man, I just need me a linebacker to get in there, put his nose all on it, like just get nasty with it. Wear it like cologne, Don't even wipe his face. Just get down and nasty in there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We just need and I see Bar tries, but he's like, I'm trying to get there, but my body would not allow me to get there. I'm trying to get there. He's running for his life. LVE is like, hey, man, do I want to hit this hole? I don't think I should hit this hole, but I'm going to try to hit this hole. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, man. I want me a guy that can get in there, man. Just Let's make them pay, man. I hope that it's Damone Clark. I know Cox got speed, right? I know Harper is that dude. But, the Cowboys, they're going to look at it. He's Harper. But next week, when we play the Lions, I think Rodriguez, I think that he's a guy out there. Yeah, I think that he's going to come down and field. That linebacker going to come down and field. Smoke says, Law, stop with the excuses. I don't think I made one single excuse yet. I'm just explaining the game, Let me know. Hey, let me see my guy. Because I got time today. Name me one excuse I gave. Give me one excuse that I gave. Don't block them. Let them speak. I need to know one excuse because I had the phone lines open. 657-390-7391. You didn't call in. You didn't say, hey, Law, you're making excuses, I'm like, give me one excuse. I need to know, what excuse am I making right now? What excuses that I'm making about this game? I said the Eagles won. I gave them their flowers, right, or their feathers. I ate crow for 2 hours yesterday after the game. I need to know. I want to know. I need to know. I got to know. I'm not trying to find it. I'm trying to find a way. Help me out. Yeah, so excuse talk will be, hey, we lost the game because of the aficionados, right? And they're cheating us, and the NFL don't want the Cowboys to be on top. That would be excuse talk, right? That would be the mindset of having bevies of excuses, right? But calling out a spade is not excuse, right? Just football talk. And with that being said, a lot of people preset the table. And they said, Cowboys, we don't want to hear any excuses. We going to blow the Cowboys out. That's what from Eagles fans were saying. Don't bring up the past. They only wanted to use the history to fit their narratives. Right? That's what they said. The Cowboy fans keep talking about last year. And then in return, they sit here and tell us that the Cowboy fans only bring up the 90s to bring up about the Super Bowl rings. It's been 26 years, Law, going on 27. And then they go back to use the history that benefits them by saying that in 2017, at least we got a ring. But excuse me, wasn't that many years ago? Was that more than 5 years ago? But see, now they want to use the history that benefits them. So when I bring up the fact that they was founded in 1933, right? And I pull up the stat sheet. Since 1960, the Cowboys were birthed into the NFL. And I type in to the Google machine the all-time record, the Cowboys versus the Eagles. We are north of 15 games ahead of them. Can somebody put that excuse down? We've been owning them for multiple years, but they only want to talk about the time when they won, not the times that we won. And if we look up that number, truth be told, we won more than them. We got more rings and hardware than them. But they want to talk about the one ring that they won. And I say, if you want a cookie, You can grab it. You can have it. But there's no Super Bowl victory in October nor September. The race is not to the swift nor the battle to the strong or mighty. It's to he that endured to the end. I'm quite sure around this time, the Cardinals last year was 6-0. Maybe 7-0 and 8-0. And they have the same amount of playoff wins we had last year. Everybody was talking about those birds. Let me know how the outcome happened for them. I tell people this. When you're up against your struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. And when it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall. You may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. The best is yet to come, Cowboy Nation. We got a long way to go, not a short way to go. Even hope may seem but then with fertile. But then with trouble may be beset, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If worse is bound to happen in spite of all that you do, remember running from it will not save you. Keep your head high, eyes all the way through the finish. See this thing all the way through. See it through, my friend. Because you're facing what other legends have met. Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Emmett, the playmaker, the sweating Michael Irvin himself. Got to keep fighting. See it all the way through. That 2017 Super Bowl, yeah, I feel you, fam. Eagles have not beat Dak since 18. Yes, indeed. Keep fighting, Cowboy Nation. Don't let those bird droppings get in your face or on your chin. Like that official yesterday. He had bird droppings all over his chin. Y'all saw that? Yes, indeed. Keep fighting, Cowboy Nation. Keep your head high. See it all the way. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. It's not over with. Shout out to y'all. One love, baby. Come on. Let's keep fighting. Let's go, man. One love, baby. Let me turn my thing all the way up. There we go. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. We're going to still run it up, baby. Let's run it. Come on.
I just want to run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up, yeah.
What we tell them over here?
I've been really in the field,
oh, it's coming around, baby.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal, lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Come on.
Kinda check us on. Lately
I just wanna run it up. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Law, do you have any truth to that? Here we go right here.
How about them Eagles? How about them Eagles?
They felt as if though they run the Super Bowl. You don't hear us calling out Eagles stuff, but they calling out ours. Come on. Come on.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
Come on.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check us on.
They said, how about them Eagles, huh? They want to be us so bad. They here in the chat.
Too many foes and clothes. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah. I been really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let's go, baby. Let's slow it down just a little bit. Let's slow it down just a little bit. Let's get it. How my timer is on this thing? Get this timer up off me.
Lately, I just
Get out the way, timer. Get out the way. Yeah, all right, y'all. Yeah. Boy.
FBI, open up!
Even in a loss, we got something to groove to. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all know how this thing goes. Keep the same energy. Time is on our side. It is. It really is. Again. Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you. For you. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Don't let them hit you.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go.
Shout out to you, Davis, for tuning in. Roll Tide, I feel you.
7 years of a perfect love. 7 more and another one. And another one. Finding you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Player too.
That dude can't catch. That dude can't catch C19.
Then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly.
Who is that guy, by the way?
Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Fly on, baby. Who's that dude that was trying to catch, man? I'm quite sure we know somebody, man, that playing at one of these high schools or colleges, man. They could have ran some routes and catch that, man. He couldn't catch anything. One love to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, help me get to 95K, man. I need that help from y'all, man. Whether or not you like me or not, man. Let me get to 95, man. Get in on this. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Shout out to you, JT Wolf. We up out here, man. Appreciate you for the blessings, man. That couldn't have been Brandon Smith, was it? No. I see why he didn't make the team then. Is that the case?
And nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because
Cause you don't know who you're gonna meet, who you're gonna meet.
I'll drink a whole gallon of Hennessy, man, if we go get DK Metcalf, fam. I take DK Metcalf over Odell Beckham switch. I would drink literally a whole gallon. I put the kidneys on side orders over here, baby. Right now for DK Metcalf, oh my gosh, that would be.
Because you don't know who you're gonna meet,
Shout out to you, JT. I'm out. I'm up out of here, man.